We on?
All right.
Michael Mowat here with Black Atticus. What's going on, man?
Chilling, man.
How you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so tell me what's going on here in this Knoxville scene. What's it look like for you? What's the future? You know, what's it sound like? What's the future sound like? How's it feel?
Knoxville's music scene has always been eclectic, you know, and honestly highly slept on nationwide. You know, I think I caught an article a few years ago that was talking about how Knoxville was a quiet diamond. You know, and personally, I can say that's true. You know, I hear artists from genres I'm not really crazy about. You know, I'm not a big rock and roll dude, but I've heard some rock that blew my mind. Yeah. You know, and I've stayed and watched some pretty awesome shows. And yeah. As far as I wish the hip hop scene was thriving more. You know, I really do. But of the hip hop acts that are here, you know, you got me. You got A51. You got Manhattan Project in Oak Ridge. You got Kobe Kane and a couple of other artists that are really doing it. You know, they have a very unique sound. You know, one of my favorite rappers actually is from Oak Ridge.
And who's that?
J-Mo Jangles. Shout out to J-Mo. Yeah, J-Mo bad. Yeah, yeah, he's bad. He's bad.
What are the venues like here for artists?
Venues, they're very. I mean, if you're doing your thing, like if you're really rocking well, you're bringing in a crowd, and people like your sound. Venues are very, very generous. You know, I can say that. I can say that they've been very nice to us. You know, especially the last year or two. You know, as we develop our sound with live. I can't say so much for most hip hop acts here. Not yet. It's got a negative connotation, unnecessarily. So, you know. But yeah.
So now you just made the transition from studio sound to live drums, orchestration,
the full band.
What's that like?
Natural. That's the first thing that comes to mind. It's a very natural process. You know, something about hearing a guitar. You know, once you hear a guitar, you hear like some, you know, the music being played is like right now. It's got a heartbeat behind it, and it's easy to find words for it. You know, so yeah, I love it. I love it. But I can't say I'm ruling out. I mean, I'm hip hop, so you know, like you know, doing it with a turntable and some vinyl, you know, still.
That's still it.
It still does it for me too. Yeah. As long as it's loud. You know, loud, yeah.
So, for the people at home who don't know, how did you get started?
I got started. Well, with what? Music?
Yeah,
music. I got started with music. Actually, just doing a lot of rapping and freestyling by myself. You know, I used to rap every day. You know, walking down Milligan, Austin East. You know, Austin East, right by MLK. Walking to school every day. In hindsight, when I look back, I was like, man, I've been rapping a long time. But yeah, that's how I got started. Just freestyling, rapping. Technically with a band, when I came back from college, a guy named Dynamic, Frankie Caver, he used to grew up down the street from me. He walked up to me and was like, hey man, you still rap? I don't know how he knew I rap, but yeah, I was like, yeah. And he's like, come on man, we introduced you to Omar. Omar was Science Omega. At the time he was DJ Science. He used to run in the old city a lot and spin with some of the DJs like, you know, Special K and the guy named Trainwreck used to DJ. Anyway, we got up together and made a group called Fluid Engineers, and we put our first vinyl out 2000, late 2000, 2001. And it got bootlegged in Japan. You know, it was like all right. Wow. Yeah, we did our thing. We toured for a little while, but you know, things happen.
Who were your major influences coming up?
Diggable Planets. Redman. Yeah, he told me. Redman taught me it was fun to just rap about anything. And it's not too many Southern rappers. Not till Outkast came along. Prior to that, nah. I like Playa Fly. I did like Playa Fly when I was younger. Mainly though, Andre from Outkast. Black Thought of the Roots is yeah. Oh, yeah. I fucked that man as a machine. Yeah, verse for verse, he never really let me down. And ultimately Andre, yeah.
So if you were to pit Andre 3000 against Black Thought,
I say Andre.
Really? Ooh, that's
well, because see, Andre got. You know, they both got crazy rhyme skills, but Andre also has a sway with the ladies. It's over. You know, like ladies remember his verse. I cannot talk to most girls about Black Thought's verses. Only guys and heads know about Black Thought's verses, but everybody knows Dre joints. Okay. I was a huge Mos Def fan. When Black Star came out.
What's he calling himself now?
Oh gosh, Yasin Bey.
Is that his? I can't remember his name.
Yasin Bey, something like that. I'm still calling him Def.
Yeah, I can't.
I call him the Mighty Mos. Yeah. So. Yeah.
That's very cool. So as an artist, now all artists are artistic.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the venues, or excuse me, what are some of the different angles of art that you've approached?
Oh, just I mean, really, just visual, and of course music, and then poetry.
So visually, like, what was your inspiration, like doing visual, like
Comic books.
Picasso,
Comic books.
Who was your
Comic
artist?
books.
Who was your favorite artist?
Frank Miller.
Frank Miller.
Frank Miller.
And so
I like
you were a Fantastic Four, Punisher.
Yeah. Actually, I caught on to Frank. His older stuff, like his older stuff with Daredevil and Punisher.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Daredevil and Punisher was like, they blew my mind. I caught him. He did a short series called Ronin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I caught that.
The silver.
That's what got me.
Space guy.
Most of that book had no words. No words. Frank could tell a whole story with just pictures.
Yeah.
That's the first time I was really blown away by a visual artist in any genre.
What always got me was how he did his hands.
Yeah.
That crazy.
Kind of like lazy hand scribble thing. He always did just enough.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, pictures weren't, the super most detailed, but they told the whole story. So I like this style and his the drama of his writing. He really brought characters out. So yeah.
So now you mentioned poetry.
Yes.
Talk to me about poetry.
I'm not a traditional poet. This slam style poetry. It's more so, I liked it for the competition. A lot of poets be like, "Oh, it's not about competition. It's not about the scores," but it is. It is. You signed up for it, and by the time you made it to a team, it means you beat a lot of poets. And you paid money. You drove all the way out here to get to the to the nationals or regionals. You get 3 minutes to say what you gotta say. 3 minutes to change somebody's mind. 3 minutes to convince 5 strangers. Whether or not they like your stuff. And my thing is, regardless of how anybody personally feels about the audacity of slam, we cannot deny that it has revived writing, poetry writing. There's a lot of poets out there now who would not have been here if it weren't for slam. So, yeah, I'm always going to be a slam poet. Yeah.
So tell me about the name. How did you come up with the name?
Atticus. When I first started rapping, it was like, it was a thing. It was like you had to have some kind of name, And I like my name, but I grew into my name. My real name's Joseph, and it took me a while to appreciate that. But that couldn't be a rap name, It was like Joseph, what are you, father of baby Jesus, where's Jesus? So I was like, okay, well, I need a name. And first I was going by Cass for a while. It was just like online. And then I was running with a partner, and he was going by Icarus. And I remember I went through like a million names, and then Atticus came along. I've always liked the name Atticus. I love the character, but that wasn't enough. So I went and looked up Atticus. What does Atticus mean? And there were like 2 in history that stood out. One was the head leader. No, he was the head general for Genghis Khan, and he was also his best friend. The other guy was a poet. So I put that together: warrior, poet. Came up with Atticus, and then the black, which is funny. A lot of people think it's because I'm black, but I tried every freaking name I could add. If I could just dodge black, I was like, I don't want nobody thinking that's why I did. But it was the only thing that actually worked. I had to add power to the name.
Yeah.
And me and my brother had a long list. We tried everything. We kept coming back to Black Atticus. He was like, damn it, that's the only thing that works. I was like, we'll go with that.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So what does the future look like for Black Atticus?
Very bright.
Very bright.
Yeah, growing in the music, growing in the sound. After Theorius did this last project, Samurai Love Songs, which honestly I feel is like me, Mike, and Jarius. I feel like collectively that is our most definitive work.
Those are the members of.
That's the core members of the Theorists. Yeah, Mike Miller, Jarius Bush, which is my cousin. He's the other frontman vocalist. You'll see Mike in our video. He's the guy on the acoustic. He plays violin, all kinds of stuff. But he moved back to Boston. Anyway, we're the core. That's our most definitive work out of any of our individual projects. So after that, I was like, man, it opened my mind as far as like how to go about my own project. And the one I'm working on now is gonna blow all my work prior to that out the water, and I'm happy about it.
Anything you want to say to the people?
Don't sleep on the talent in Knoxville. Stop fluffing your pillows. It's some heavy hitters here. Visual. Some serious writers here. Writers who can teach you how to actually get published. I'm a poet, but I'm not just I don't do it for free all the time. You know, people never have truly seen, you know, when it comes to poetry or something like that. You hear about poet, you know, roses are red, violets are blue, but have you actually seen one in real life? You know, a real MC, a real rapper, a real rock band. Like I love Tim Lee 3. If you ever get a chance to see them live, Tim Lee 3, Susan and Tim they're just like, they're rock junkies, and they give you rock. When you come and see the show, you're gonna get a real rock and roll show. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talent in the Appalachia area, you know, and we represent, and it's a new thing, you know. Yeah.
You heard it from the man, Black Atticus.
All right.
Thanks, man.
For sure. That'll be good.